Hi everyone, my name is Iman, and here's my contribution to the discussion on new media and development communication. The question being, in the context of the Philippines, will new media or platforms have a role in development communication work? My short answer is yes, but it will not and cannot replace our use of traditional communication materials. So let me explain. Here, I've identified three opportunities for new media. In our DevCom work, new media can first widen our circles of compassion, second, strengthen grassroots movements, and third, empower collaboration among stakeholders. So let's go through them one by one. New media widens our circles of compassion. So, over the booming years of social media, we've seen its impact not only on our lives, but by the way it has shaped our everyday realities. So, we get our news on Facebook or YouTube, we stay connected with families and friends over Instagram, and we have used our digital platforms to call attention to various issues such as hashtag never again or hashtag stop terror law, hashtag Save Philippine Seas, and even hashtag Defend Press Freedom. When we talk about widening our circles of compassion, it's about going beyond our current comfort zones or what's familiar to us and diversifying our reach. It's about breaking barriers of stereotypes, social class, and culture to foster true face to face connection. In the context of our development work, new media allows us not only to expand our audience, but amplify our message as well. So imagine in the Philippines alone, you have an audience of more than 85 million, and the 85 million in the new media world. So this is the total number of internet users in the Philippines at the start of 2023. So these are numbers that not even TV or radio can reach at record speed. By using new media in our dev work, we are engaging with a wider, more dynamic audience who are active in this virtual space. So we should be able to use these platforms as a tool for raising awareness about social, environmental, and health issues that do not recognize race, gender, citizenship, or class. As DevCom practitioners, it should also be our duty to have to use our platforms to highlight the non-traditional or mainstream issues such as social envy, health, poverty. More importantly, this access to new media establishes a need to have empathy. So, exposing diverse perspectives, challenges, stereotypes, and fostering a more nuanced understanding of different groups that help break echo chambers and promote care and compassion for others. The second is new media strengthens grassroots mobilization. So, new media strengthens grassroots mobilization by providing accessible platforms, tools, and strategies that empower communities to organize, communicate, and advocate for change. In the Philippines and even in our own small circles, I think we've seen this pan out in a number of ways. So, halimbawa, during the pandemic, we saw the rise of community pantries everywhere. With the hashtag community pantry, posts about groups and individuals who had put up their own community pantries motivated others to set up similar initiatives in their own localities, creating a nationwide solidarity movement. There's also Project NOAA that started out as a grassroots driven initiative focused on disaster preparedness and climate resilience. It uses Facebook and Twitter to share geohazard maps, real time weather updates, and actionable advice during typhoons and floods. Now, even without crucial funding to keep their systems online, they continue to empower communities to prepare and respond to natural disasters. These examples highlight how new media is not only a tool for awareness, but also a powerful mechanism for grassroots action, fostering solidarity and enabling ordinary citizens to create meaningful change. It gives grassroots communities a platform, to share their stories and advocate for their rights without relying on traditional channels like the mainstream media. Volunteer mobilization has also been easier, especially to the youth who are digital natives. Third, new media empowers collaboration. Uh, it empowers collaboration by breaking down barriers to communication, enabling people to work together efficiently, creatively, and across vast distances. So we have platforms like Zoom and Google Meet to facilitate the collaboration among different stakeholders and make it easier to organize training and plan sessions. Messaging apps like WhatsApp, Viber, and Facebook Messenger also provide real time communication that enable real time discussions, file sharing, and decision making in the most critical moments. There's also the benefit of Web 2.0, where creativity and collaboration can be outsourced and is highly generated by the audiences. So, platforms like YouTube, TikTok, Reddit empower communities to brainstorm, share, and refine their ideas, and can be used as a tool to campaign together. But of course, with new media also comes new challenges. So while new media provides many opportunities, it also highlights inequalities in access. Access to reliable internet and devices remain limited in rural areas, creating a digital divide, which could potentially destroy all our efforts to inclusivity. There is also a growing need for media literacy programs to combat misinformation and disinformation. Even support from government has been difficult. Our own transition to e government has been stalled since 2 decades ago. Studies indicate that a major barrier towards e government is the bureaucratic culture that is averse to risk and resistant to change. During the pandemic, we have also seen how distance learning became a problem for many rural areas. In one 2007 case study, um, there was a community telecenter envisioned to connect people and organizations for rural development purposes, to empower the community and alleviate poverty by means of ICT. While it was initially successful, it proved to be a challenge. The conclusion was that the most efficient implementation of an ICT enabled learning system is accomplished using the most direct approach and the simplest technologies. While multimedia rich learning modules can be effective tools for delivering lessons and messages, technical issues such as limited bandwidth, intermittent internet connection, power interruptions, and corrupted files can cause delays. In another study that looks into the use of social media on the organizational form and function in select local governments in Southeast Asia, research found that social media use is not appropriated as a space for citizen government interaction. It is used for only information dissemination to the public, and social media seems to have been used for only for collecting information from citizens, but not really involving them in the decision making process. So this is why, from the get go, we should plan our communication materials accordingly and consider our audience, our resources, and the message. Despite the emergence of new media, our traditional print and broadcast communication materials will never die because of this reason. So this remains to be the most practical and can be widely accessible, not only to us but also to our audiences. So guided by these, we can be sure that our message is received by our intended audience. So thank you for listening. That's all from me.